Hello. It's been a wee while since my last video. I think it's been like, is it 4 weeks? Or around about like 4 weeks, something like that. Actually, it must be about 4 weeks. Because I think the last video, obviously you can tell different surroundings again. That was in my mum's, and I can't remember if it was the Sunday and I had therapy. I started my first therapy session on the Monday. But I think it was. So that's like, I've been at therapy now for like 4 weeks. So it's probably been around like 4 weeks. And I just thought I'd do a wee update because I know that not being on like social media. Please excuse my hair, I've just washed it. It's so long, it needs cut, but we'll get to that. Yeah, so it's like I'm not on social media, and obviously like friends and that have got my number if they need an update or whatever, and see if I'm okay and if Jack's okay and stuff. But I know quite a lot of people like to watch the videos as well, and I quite like to do it just so it's like I can like look back on it myself and just kind of be like, oh man, like I went through some shit. So it's basically like a diary for myself. I've had to do like a funny wee setup, like I've propped you up in like my bin, a glossy box, my tablet, my Switch. Don't even know what that is. A buds case, jewellery case, my mirror, and you. So I just wanted to do it like in my room. My partner's at work and Jack is at his auntie's house staying. He comes back tomorrow. But yeah, I thought I'd do a wee update because it's been 4 weeks. Or just a wee tiny bit over 4 weeks. And I haven't done a video, I haven't even given you an update. So yeah, 4 weeks of therapy already. What the actual fuck? Like, I don't even have any words. Therapy was probably the best decision I ever made, ever. And I remember at the start speaking to my doctor about it, and like doing the research and stuff to find a therapist and whatnot. I was a bit like, not like, you know, need to be mental to see a therapist, but like, what the fuck? I knew it would be deep, but didn't realise how deep the therapy went. And I knew I had to do it. You need to go back. You need to go back in the past to sort of move on in your future. I totally get that. But yeah, like, so the first two sort of sessions was obviously my therapist getting to know me. And then from there it was just kind of like topics or like issues that you want to bring up. But I'll probably repeat this a lot in this video, but it is the best decision I've ever made, and I would highly recommend to everybody, like my friends and stuff or family, I would just recommend just going to speak to somebody, even if you think you don't need to. See, just going, like, not that I didn't think I was bad, right? I was in a bad place like 4 weeks ago. Like actually longer than 4 weeks ago. I was in a really shit place. I really didn't know where I'd be in the upcoming months. So I didn't, not that I didn't want to be here, but I just didn't want to do anything anymore. I didn't want to be Jack's mum. I didn't want to be a girlfriend to my partner. I didn't want to be like a sister or daughter, or like my sister or my mum and dad. I just wanted to give up on everything. And I even said that to my therapist, like, I don't know what this is that I'm going through, but I know it's not right, and I know that this can't be medicated. Like this, like, it just, I know it can't be medicated. This is obviously something, and I still don't really know what it is that I went through. I'll probably like realise this like at the end of my sessions, or not at the end of my sessions, but obviously I do 6 weeks and then I can do like monthly afterwards, if I've still got like topics or issues that I want to work on. But I still have a lot to sort of talk about and get out, so I feel that by the end of this, or not even the end of it, but just I will come to some sort of realisation of what I've been through. Well, obviously just now I know it was really shit. I'd like to not go back there again, ever. I do realise that I'm going to have some shit days. I do also realise that I do still suffer from postnatal depression. I might not be in that dark hole that I used to be, but I still suffer. Like, it's still fucking shit. It still hangs about. It's like a fucking smell, a rotten smell in the air. It's still about. But I am in such a better place now than what I was 4 weeks ago, or just over 4 weeks ago. I can feel that I'm changing, but all for good reasons. I feel so much better. I feel like that's what I needed to do, was to get it out, get like all the shit out that I was feeling. I did have to go back to sort of realise, like I had to go back in the past to sort of realise, and I'm trying to, it's so hard, right, because obviously I got therapy for a reason. It's shit that obviously I don't want to discuss with other people, but I'm just trying to give you like, not an insight, but I don't even know what the word is, but just sort of an idea of what it's like without telling you what I'm saying, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I kind of had to go like back, like way fucking back. We are talking like when I was fucking like 13, 14, like that, like fucking back, right? I'm nearly like 31, fuck me. I'm 31 this year. Yeah, so I'm taking it right fucking back. You need to go back, again, as I say, to come forward. And I've learnt a lot. I have spoke about a lot of, was that even a real like sentence? I just spoke. I think I just made words up there. I've spoke a lot about it. Is probably what I meant to say, but I didn't say because that didn't sound like it. But yeah, like, so the issues and whatever I had, a lot of people just seem to think, and this is like the strange part, is a lot of people seem to think that it was my relationship that broke me. It was not. And I can like say that very confidently, that my relationship did not break me down. It was a lot of other issues in the past. It was shit that I was dealing with myself, that sort of I would bottle up, that made me the person that I was during all this shit. And it's only therapy that has brought that up and shown me that. It's basically opened my eyes. Honestly, it's totally fucking opened my eyes to shit. And it's like made me aware of what I used to do in the past affected how I became in the future, how I became the person that I was. And I always refer, so if you know me, right, like, you would know that I'm very open about like my depression. And if you knew a lot about that, you would know that I have a name for my depression. So I refer to it as like another person. So I've called her Sandra, right? Sandra's my depression. Like, when I go through that stage, it's no me, it's Sandra. So for years and years, I might get upset here, but I'm trying not to, because it just makes me like think about shit again. Like, for years, being like 13, 14 in school till now, well, till that breakdown or whatever the fuck I had, nobody, and not even myself, like, you's all seen that, my family seen that, my partner seen that as Alana, and that was Alana. But I knew that wasn't. I lost Alana years ago. I have never been able to show anybody Alana. And that's what I've had to come, not to terms with, but I just accepted that I probably wasn't going to see her again. And it's only been since therapy that I've been able to, changing has been good for me, because it means that I can start to be Alana, and I can show people who Alana is, and that's became the most amazing thing from it, is that, like, if you're my friend watching this, or you're my family member watching this, the person you have seen for the past like 30 odd years is, well, like, that's not even been Alana. That's no, I don't even have a name for her, but that's not been Alana. But if you're with me now and you see the changes that I have made, you will see like there's a whole new person that's just sort of came out, and it's so nice. Like, I get to be me, and that's all I've wanted for years, and I've never been able to show me. And I've just played along being someone else since I've been so young, because of like just stuff that's happened like in the past, and like just everything starting from being so young to now, and then obviously just like breaking down. Obviously it's not just that, but there's like other factors that have come into it and everything else. But I've never been Alana until now, like whole fucking 30 years old, and I've finally been able to show everybody like who I really am. And that's fucking nuts, and that's not right, and I know that. Like, and I think I'm just getting upset because I'm so happy that I'm able to be me, and I don't need to play up, like not play up, but like I don't need to have that act anymore, and people can see me for who I really am, and know just who they thought Alana was. And it's changing so much for the better. And it's so daft, but like, I honestly can't thank my therapist enough, and I'm so glad that I got the help when I did, and I can see so much changing already. It's so good because I actually get to be me, like the person that I look at in the mirror and pictures with my son. Like, it's actually Alana. It's actually me. It's not anybody else. It's me, and it just makes me so happy. But now it's just like everybody else gets to see this too, and I just can't wait. It's just like I feel like I've just came like out one body and came back out as like Alana again. It's so amazing because I've not been able to see her for so long, and it's so nice. And I know it's a big change for people, and it'll be a change for people, because they'll be like, who even is this person? Like, I hope they're like, oh, she's really cool now. And like, I'll still get like bad days and stuff. Oh, composing myself. But it's just, I just feel like a whole new person. And I feel dead daft because I remember at the start of it and being like pure doubt in therapy, like, but again I was just going through this shit and I was just so negative about everything, and it was just, this isn't going to work, therapy's not going to work, it's really not going to work. I'm going to pay this woman money and she's going to be laughing in my face because she's getting money for this, and I'm still going to walk away and be like, I'm a nutcase. But actually, I'm 4 weeks in and I fucking found myself already, and it's probably the best thing ever, and it's so good. And this is the first time like I've actually been able to speak about it, and I think that's why I'm getting upset, is because I'm so happy that I'm able to be me, and I don't, because I've spoke about like the issues and shit that started when I was younger, and like going through school and college and all that shit, and getting into my teens and adulthood and whatever. Like, it's not just losing myself, there was other aspects, there was other issues, there was other things as well, but losing myself was probably the worst, the hardest thing. And now that I'm actually getting to be myself, there is obviously some things that I still need to work on a lot. Confidence has always been a thing, not just like on the outside but like the inside as well. So I don't care, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm still chonky and shit, like it's just me. But I just mean on the inside, and it feels so good to finally find who I really am. And it's everything else that comes with it is just a bonus, like when it comes to it. and again, I did say at the start of this video that I would repeat this, but therapy is the best fucking thing I ever did, the best choice I ever made. Asking for help actually was probably the best choice I ever made. But then I was never really scared to ask for help. Because it was the same with depression. I was never really scared to ask for help when I had depression. But this was different. And I'm still not medicated. So I've not been medicated for maybe a wee bit longer, like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 5.5 weeks maybe. And I can see a change in that as well. It's mental. Like, I'd been on them for years, and I think my medication made me worse. It didn't make me better. It made me worse. But I had to go on it because I was depressed. And when you're depressed, you need to take tablets. But you don't. You actually fucking don't. They made me worse. I didn't like it. I broke down. I was finished with everything. I just knew at that point, I knew you could fill me with fucking thousands of tablets, but it wouldn't help me. Not a fucking chance would it help me. And therapy did. And I think that everybody once in their life should go and speak to a therapist. You could, like, you don't even need to just have that breakdown or whatever I had. Like, it just feels good speaking to somebody, like, out with your circle, out with your family, out with your friends, like, in a safe space, like, in a safe space, in a safe environment where there's no judging whatsoever. There's, like, and you're getting positive feedback, you're getting, I don't even know what the word for it, you're probably going watching like, who's this cunt fucking preaching therapy? But I honestly can't believe where I was 4 weeks ago to where I am now. I never thought that I would make this video. I never thought I'd be fucking greeting about it. But I never thought I'd make this video because I never thought it would work. I doubted it. I was excited, because I was probably getting out of the house and I was getting some time away from, like, my son and out my mum and dad's house because I was staying there, and I was just like, I just need me time. But I honestly didn't think that I'd be in the position that I'm right now. And I'm so fucking, like, chuffed, and I'm so proud of myself. Why am I fucking wanting to greet again? I'm so emotional. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm not pregnant. Don't fucking dare. I am not pregnant. But I'm so proud of how far I've come and that I've actually stuck at it this long. And it's mental. It's honestly mental what it can do. Honestly, it's mental, absolutely mental. But it's just the best feeling ever. And I know it doesn't work for a lot of people, and I know, like, see if medication works for you, fucking stay on it, man. Do you? But if that doesn't work, there's plenty of other options out there. Like, I was scared. Like, I didn't like, stop my medication, like, completely. I, like, spoke to the doctor. I weaned myself off. And even that, like, that was scary because I was so used to taking pills, like, every night. Like, I used to take my tablets every night before bed, so, like, setting it out after taking it, like, oh, that's tomorrow's night's one, I'll take that, and taking that continuously for fucking years, man, like, since I was, like, fucking 19, 20, like, for, like, 10, 11 years, I was fucking popping pills every night before I went to bed, because I thought it would make me happy, and it didn't make me happy. It made me fucking miserable. Some of them make me fat. No, I just make myself fat. It's fucking the other thing. But, like, it was horrible. And now I'm like, and you know what? See if I, like, ever hit a fucking brick wall again and it, like, ever do need to take pills, then by all means, like, I know that they're there if I need them, and the help's there if I need it, but I feel good. Like, I feel fucking good. I don't personally right now, I don't want to do medication and shit. I just feel good, and I'm going to continue therapy. I've got 2 sessions left, and then we sort of see at the end of it where we go. If I've got more to focus on, then we can continue with weekly if we want, like, if I want, or I can do monthly. But monthly is more what I'm looking for, because I know that there's more things I want to talk about, discuss, and focus on, and get more confident on, and sort of if I'm faced with like certain situations, I don't deal with it that way like before. I've got a different way of looking at it and dealing with it better. So there is other shit as well, but it's just, and I know that it'll be a wee bit higgledy-piggledy and sound really daft at some bits, and it is just because without telling you what I talk about, it's kind of like, this is where you go with it. They need to kind of get to know you and your past before you can sort of talk about things now, because if your past sort of affects how you, obviously, not how you grow up, but like how you turn into like the person you are and whatever, you pick up certain things, you do certain things, blah, blah, all that shit. But and just didn't think I'd ever make this video of me crying, because I'm a fucking numpty. Crying for being proud of myself. Crying because I'm actually able to be who I really am, and I don't need to play the part of whoever I was, because that wasn't Alana. It never was. And I feel like I've lied to people for all these years, but it's just been really hard, because that's just how I was always not taught myself to be, but who I've always been. So I never really thought there was anything wrong with it, and I didn't know that Alana was desperately trying to get out, and there was just other shit going on. So it took therapy to be like, no, hold on a minute, like, I should really say at the start of this video, take a shot for every time I say like, because it's a lot. I think I might rewatch and take fucking shots. But I didn't think I'd be in this position. And I'm chuffed and I'm proud of myself, and it only gets better for here. It gets so much better. And I'm taking like steps to sort of better not just my mental health but my physical, and I'm going to try and face my fear of gyms. That's going to be fucking fun. Try and like get a PT and that sorted, get myself like fitter and healthier, so I can do like more with Jack and stuff, instead of being fucking unfit and out of breath literally going up my stairs. I'm like, no, I'll take the washing up later, I can't pass doing that. It's going to take my breath away for about 40 minutes. That's how bad I'm. Like, I get out of breath coming up and down my stairs, and I shouldn't be. So I want to like sort of change everything for the good, and I'm not just saying this, and you know, like when you get people who like, done it again, take a shot, where they sort of get a good high for like what's going on in life, and maybe they've done stuff to better themselves, but then they sort of like slope and go back again. I don't feel like, I genuinely do feel really like happy with how everything's going, how I'm feeling. I am going to have like shit days or whatever, I get that, but I don't feel like I could handle or I could deal with it better if it happened again, because I know what I need to do. So, and I don't feel like if I post this video tomorrow I'm going to be depressed for like fucking the next 4 weeks. No, because that's just no my mindset anymore. I've changed, I feel different, I feel like a totally different person. I'm Alana. You actually get to see Alana now. You get to see how funny and daft she is, and know the funny and daft person you saw before, because all she did was cover up her pain, cover up how she was feeling, and everything else. Whereas now when I laugh or when I do certain things, I do it because I'm enjoying it, or I am laughing because it's funny, or it's because it's what I want now. And Alana gets to enjoy life now, and that's just what I want, like, and I'm pure buzzing about it. But that's just my update. As I said, I've got another 2 sessions, so I've got 2 weeks to go, so I complete the 6 weeks. And I'll probably try and leave it 2 weeks and then do the update at the end, so that you've got like a full on fucking great happy Alana. Kidding on. Just so you can sort of see the difference. Like, obviously this was a big gap, so that was like 4 weeks, and then I've got like 2 weeks left, but just so you can sort of see Like, I'm not taking the piss. I'm no medicated, so this isn't fucking tablets making me like this. Like, this is genuinely, for me, what it's like to be happy, and be in a good space mentally. Physically, I've still got my kangaroo pouch for having Jack, right, but we're dealing with that. But I feel so much better. Like, a couple of people have picked up that I look better, I feel better, I'm happier and stuff like that. And I've got one like really good friend who keeps telling me that she's really proud of me, and it makes me cry, but she knows who she is. And she just tells me how proud she is of me and like how far I've come, and it's just so bloody nice, man, that people actually care like that about me. And I'm actually putting myself first for a change. And it actually feels really good. I can put myself first and still care for other people, but I'm just going to care for myself that wee bit more, because that's what I need to do. It's what I need to do to keep myself better. But I'm not going to ramble on anymore, but it was just like a wee quick update. But it's gone so fucking well. Would highly recommend just seeing a therapist like once in your life. You don't need to do a block, but if it turns out to be a block, then you're in for a fucking journey, by the way. But it's been so good, and I genuinely feel happy with everything that's going on, and if there's any bumps in the road, then I know how to deal with it, or I am still in the process of learning how to deal with it, where I'm picking up like certain things and being like, don't need to feel like that, because you can do this or you can do that. But and honestly, like, I'm not even finished yet, but I just can't thank my therapist enough for it. But life's good, and I'm glad it's good, because on that video 4 weeks ago, I didn't know where I'd be in a month, or 2 months, 6 months, a year. And as I says in the previous video, I think as well, like, was it that one? The one before? I can't remember. But I wouldn't have done anything, like, I wouldn't have harmed myself, but I just don't know mentally where I would be in months to come. And that's why obviously I decided myself to pay for my therapy, instead of waiting. Like, totally, like, don't fault NHS, like, in their stuff, but I just didn't know where I would be. So I just opted to do it myself so I could get the help, like, quicker, which I did. It only took a few days and I was able to meet with my therapist. So I'm just glad that I did that and I made that choice, because it's the best thing ever. And I'm just repeating myself again, but I did tell you I was going to do that. But best decision ever made. And because everything got so much better, I packed up from my mum's and brought myself and Jack home again. So I'm back in my house, and I don't feel my issue with my house with it. It didn't feel like my house. It didn't feel like a home. I just felt like a horrible atmosphere and cloud and everything, because there was a lot going on. There was a lot of shit. I was like, fuck. And making the decision to move to my mum's for a wee while was probably the best thing I did. Because I came back and I was like, it just made me appreciate everything a wee bit more. Plus, obviously, therapy and stuff in between, it was like, right, so I'm confident, like, I feel safe. Not safe, what the fuck? I just feel that it's no, the bad, I'm going to be that guy. The bad vibes just weren't there, and I was able to come in and just be me. That probably doesn't make sense, but I could just come back in. I didn't feel horrible or like, so take for example when I packed my shit up and left and went to my mum's. The first time that I came back to the house, I came myself, I had my earphones and stuff in. I had a panic attack of coming into my own fucking house, trying to get some shit to take to my mum's, and it was probably the quickest thing I've ever done, was run, like, I made a list on my phone, so I was like, right, in and out, just fucking in and out, and I just had a fucking panic attack, and I was like, that's my house, why am I having a panic attack? But I just associated it with so many like bad thoughts, this, that, next thing, and I was like, nah, get me out of here. I was just full of sadness and shit, and I was like, nah, get me out. And then I was gradually like coming over, bringing Jack over. Then I gradually sort of had like one, like, I was going to say a one night stand, did I fuck? Like, stayed overnight, like maybe a night, and then sort of left it a few days, maybe dropped Jack off, maybe had an overnight, whatever, just so that I could get back into it without just like throwing myself in and being like, fuck, didn't think I was ready for this. So I just sort of gradually done everything, and I'm so glad I did, because it just made coming back so much easier for me. And then I just brought my stuff back, and now we're back home, and it feels good because I've got my little family back together. Jack loves being back home because we've got that fucking soft play in the living room. It's like an indoor soft play. I should start renting out to the kids, honestly, like, live here. Fucking just try and get, like, I mean, like, the energy and all that fucking gas and electricity's going up, so I might as well just like earn a few bob by letting them come in. So honestly, it's a soft play in my living room. But I, like, Jack loves being home again. I go back to work on the, is it the 1st of May? Aye, so it's like Sunday the 1st. I go back Sunday the 1st of May. I'm absolutely buzzing. We got new uniforms. I still pop in and out to see the girls, because I do miss them, and it's always been like a laugh and stuff with them. But now I'm going back as Alana. They'll be like, what do you mean? You've always been Alana? And I'm like, I know what I'm talking about, it's fine. So I'm really buzzing. I do miss them all, so I can't wait to go back. So yeah, like, things are good, and I'm so glad they're good, and that I can honestly say that they're good, and no try and fool people and put that fake smile on that I would usually do, like as if it's like putting my mask on, and being like, yeah, I'm fine, and going home and like fucking crying my eyes out in my toilet or screaming at my pillow in my bed. I can genuinely be like, no, I'm in a really good place right now, and I'm fucking proud of getting myself here. But aye, it's great. Did I tell you, like, therapy was the best thing I ever done, and that I think people should go and do it once in their life? Can't remember if I said that to you, but I think you should. But just, I was going to say a quick update. It's like half an hour. Life is good. I sound like a quote that you get in a fucking pen or a mug. Life is good, but it is. And it's just, I actually don't have anything else to say apart from it. It's just, shit's good, and I'm home, and it just gets better for here, really. And I'm just going to enjoy my life and enjoy my small man growing up, and just staying mentally and physically fit, happy, healthy, stronger, improved, being a better mum to Jack, although I'm already a good mum to Jack, but just being that wee bit better. Sorry it took so long to get a video out. It has been like hectic since I came back, because we were trying to get Jack to walk and all this pish, and he's been a wee shite because he's confident enough to stand and lets go and takes a wee step, and we're like, come on. He's like, nah, you watching? I'm not walking. So we're like, right, okay. So, and it's just trying to get back into our routine and stuff in the house and everything else. But my 4-week update. Again, I'll try and make another video at the end of like my sort of scheduled sessions. Excuse me, and give you a wee update for them. But thank you so much for watching my video. I really do appreciate people who take time out their day to just watch my video, because I just make these, as I said, like for something to look back on, especially when Jack's in them. I'll try and get him. Will I get him in the next video? Well, depends. We'll see where he is, see what he's doing and what his mood's like, so you can see him as well, because he's just a nutter. He's still a nutter, but he got so big and cheeky. But I really appreciate people who take time out of their day to watch my videos. It's just, I just make them as like, so I can watch them later on. I know people go like, oh, you can keep them on your phone. I'm like, but what if this helps somebody else? Why would I keep that? And I've always been able, like, never been shy about talking about certain things or whatever, so I share it because I might help somebody else, which I'm hoping. Don't know. But aye, thank you so bloody much for watching my video. And again, I'll see you on the next one, in maybe like 2 weeks' time, where I'm still going to be happy because I'm not having a kid on anymore, and you actually get to see Alana. She's amazing, by the way, and she's cool as fuck. She's still funny. I'm still a funny guy. But aye, like, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.